Fox Sports welcomes you to Craftsman Truck Series Racing from Martinsville, Virginia.
Well, and unlike Cup racing, these guys are impounded. So you race the way you qualify. Whatever setup you have in your truck, that's the way you've got to race it after you qualify. So sometimes you don't qualify well, but you race really good.
Kyle Busch started 12th in this race, currently running 10th, just behind that 6 of Colin Brown. Brown a little bit loose there coming off of 4.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in second spot and moving in.
Out of the way, Matt.
2 cautions ago, Rick, he came on the radio and said his car just would not cut. It wouldn't turn well in the center of the corner. It was too tight. Now, he made the adjustment himself by adjusting the brake bias inside his truck. Under the last caution, he says, you know, my truck really feels good right there. I'm really dialing it in. It really now is rolling well through the corner. And the incident on the racetrack, that's just good old-fashioned Martinsville short track racing.
Yep, you got to put that behind you, get that. Don't think about that anymore, and concentrate on moving back up.
Actually gained a couple of tenths. Junior did that lap. The car is good on the start of these runs, but then it goes away as they run a few laps. Yeah, you worry about that being a problem. If one of your teammates has a problem, you worry that you might have it. But this is really a driver-related thing and how they use the brakes, because it can really be affected by the style.
There's a little contact there.
It's a little bit of contact, but it doesn't take much to get you turned around here.
And that's the thing about this racetrack. That's why we have so many cautions. Just a little nudge, and it puts him up here. He's a little loose getting in. You can see that.
For you Bobby Labonte fans, the 43 car has now gone to the garage area with what they're saying may be a rear end problem, a rear end gearing problem. So they're down there working on that 43 for Bobby, trying to get him back out here in the final 50 laps. And we talked about how brakes were critical here and burning up rear ends here as far as the gears and the selections you might have to be able to keep from having so much heat in the rear end.
Yeah, you run such a low ratio gear in the rear that it makes a lot of heat, and it's kind of fragile really, because you put all that torque on that rear end, and the rear gearing is a lot different here than you would see at, say, Charlotte or somewhere like that. Junior, he's closed this gap, boys. He's there.
Has had some problems with some of these cars. Looks like he may just be, he's catching them at the wrong spot, and that's what you always are fearful of as the leader of the race, just catching these guys at the wrong spot and then racing you a little bit hard. Allows that guy to close in, and Junior right there, just a car length back right now.
Dale Jr. does have a little better race car.
Here comes.
Got it sideways.
Does a great job not to lose much momentum there doing that. He's trying to hold off Dale Jr.
all day long. Never has had a wheel out of place since this race started.
You know, that's why Gillette Evernham came over to Dennis Setzer when Elliott Saddle had his back trouble. We're going to learn more about tomorrow, and said, Dennis Setzer, if Elliott can't go, we want you to drive this car.
Might run out and buy me one for him to run tomorrow if I could.
So good at the short tracks, and especially here. He's won twice at Martinsville in the past, looking to make that 3 wins at this racetrack.
Just rolls her down in there.
Drives in hard. At that point in the race, there's just a whole lot less give than there is take.
You see Dale Jr. try to follow right in behind. He wants to stay as close as he can.
Earnhardt Jr. hugging the inside as well.
It seems it takes Junior's car about 10 laps to get the tire pressures up to where he really seems to start putting pressure and running the laps that he needs to. And Junior still has a shot, though. He's not out of this.
They're going to catch some lap traffic here pretty quickly, too, so they're probably going to figure into this.
Yeah. Trying to block him a little bit. Look, maybe gives him some room now. He saw
great job.
Carl Edwards had a bit of an issue in his pit stop a moment ago as well. Mike?
Yeah, Doc, a bit of a driver error, and it remains to be seen how big it will be. After they completed service on the 99 car, radioed in and said, guys, I forgot to tell you, I was a little bit loose off. And then he kind of, I would guess, felt a little bit bad about it and asked Bob Osborne, is there anything I can do from inside the car to tighten it up? Bob simply said, no, you just got to live with it.
Here comes Johnny Benson.
8 to go, and here goes Kyle Busch to the outside, side by side with Mike Skinner through 2 and 3.
Might make that stick, but I don't think so.
He's able to stay with him through that corner. He's got a little bit of an advantage to see if he can hold it on the outside.
Into 3 and 4. Here goes Kyle Busch. He stays to the outside. Let's see if he can get by him.
It's pretty hard. It's a tough pedaling out there, boys. I'm telling you. He might be able to make it.
Spin in turn 4, but no caution has come out as Chad Chaffin gets it straightened back out. They're still side by side for 3rd.
Dennis Setzer's loving this. He said, run side by side, guys.
Johnny Benson running 2nd, trying to reel in that 18 of Dennis Setzer. Now Kyle Busch moves back behind the 5 of Mike Skinner.
It's just hard to make that pass out there. And that 5 truck, he really paid him a lot of courtesy by not pushing him up and getting him in the loose stuff and costing him a bunch of spots.
Now single file again as they come out of turn number 4, this time by the start-finish line. 5 laps of racing to go.
I got to tell you, that 18 truck has this. I'm impressed with how that thing is stuck to the